Hello, I'm the artist Michael R. Zotos, and this is August 3rd of 2019. We're in my yard at Holtzville, Long Island, New York, and this is a little bit of an update, so to speak, okay? Um, this will be my first video for 2019 on my artwork, and I already put out 42 of my pieces on the east end of Long Island, the north and the south fork, mostly on the north fork. And I'm sorry, mostly on the South Fork. The North Fork really is better for a little later in the year, starting about now, when there's the pumpkin picking is going to start, the apple picking, and the hay rides, and a lot with the wineries and the bed and breakfasts. Okay, a lot of that's on the North Fork, but there's North and South Fork. But the fact is that I have 42 pieces out there now, top and bottom, or North and South Fork, and I have some more to put out there. A little update, this is my new prop, so to speak. It's a red cap that I'm going to be wearing. The Southampton Press has interviewed me for a story they're going to put in the paper, so they have told me. Shortly, as soon as they have the room in the paper, they're going to put it in. This will be my 6th time being featured in a newspaper out on the East End over the last, since 2014. And of course, as any artist would be, I'm very happy about that, okay? I'm starting to feel my age. This is very heavy work. This is woodwork, and they're heavy pieces, some of them, depending on what weight of wood I use. Some of it's 3/4 inch plywood, and I cut, sand, prime, and paint the pieces before I even get to the artwork on them. And then when they're all finished and ready to go, I have to put them in my van and take them out east and erect them. I take steel pipe and pound it into the ground and bolt my pieces on. And it's labor intensive, and I'm 60 years old now. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it at my age. And it's what happens with people when they're 60, heading into their 60s. But I haven't had any problems with any people, and nothing significant. All the property owners with the businesses out there are very glad to have me to put my pieces up. I usually put 3 or 4 of them up together and make a little like a show of it, so to speak. I'm quite sure at this point I could sell all the pieces I could possibly make, but I'm one guy, and it's very it's time consuming to make them. And I make a set of, let's say, 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 pieces, and if I sell them to this person and that for a few $100s a piece, I get the money, but then this person and that sees them and nobody else does. And I put them out on a highway in a business yard, and thousands of people see them every hour, which is more gratifying, I think. But it's really kind of fun when I go and I see people, and I tell them who I am, that I'm the guy who's put this up. I always get really good responses from people. Of course, they're talking to the artists, so maybe one could say, well, what are they going to tell you? But the fact is that they are very generous in the things they say. And a lot of them know a lot more about what I'm doing than I do. Oh, I saw your piece over on such and such a street. Oh, really? Okay. And it's kind of fun. I'm having a good time with this. I would definitely suggest doing something like this to anybody who wants to get something out of their efforts. To do what I call guerrilla artwork. Okay, that's where they put it up all over the place. Okay, you get an effect. But then there's what I call cave artwork, where somebody paints paintings in their house for hours on end, and then takes them out and puts them in another cave, meaning a gallery somewhere. And people who can find the cave and find the particular artist's work get to see it. But how many people is that? Maybe 300 in a year. Here, 310 minutes see my artwork, and it's very gratifying. So I'm having a really good time with it. As you can see, I'm looking a little older now than I did in previous years. That's to be expected. Guess what? 3 or 4 years from now, I'll look even older yet. Sorry about that, but that's life. I'm learning to accept that. But I'm happy and I'm having a good time, and that's what we have. Now I'm just going to show you real quick a couple of pieces of the new stuff for this year. Okay. To the left we have the pressure treated pieces. Okay. There's a left and a right there. And what I did, I actually built these last year. I'm actually going to remove the camera from the stand. Zoom in good. Okay. I want to show you the bolts. These are galvanized bolts and they look real good. This pair is going to look nice together in a nautical spot, like maybe Sag Harbor, by the pier, or Greenport. But these are villages. It's not so easy necessarily to get approvals to be there. Not spur of the moment anyway. I'd actually like to erect these permanently. Now here we have what I call pie heads. There's 3 pieces, plus what I call the weed entities in the front. And that's a nice set. On the yellow stands looks good. That's new for this year. And I'm going to actually probably make that a consistency where there's the yellow stands. I like that. They look kind of like a bumblebee or something. And a yellow jacket. So this one in particular, I like the way the stand and the head, the size is nice together. Okay.